Well, good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Taylor Stephenson. I'm a certified broadcast meteorologist based in Norfolk, Virginia. So hello to everyone who's joining me this morning. We have a lot to talk about. We are focusing on the severe weather threat, not only in the deep south today, where they're expecting a tornado outbreak to happen over the next few hours, but we're also looking for some severe weather heading our direction as well. So we have issued a weather impact alert. That is for your Sunday evening through noon on Monday, and it's for strong to severe thunderstorms that will be coming through parts of Virginia and into North Carolina as well on Sunday night into the day on Monday. Now, on Monday, our severe risk goes down, but we're going to see the likelihood of some flooding possibilities as we're going to see training storms, or storms that go over an area multiple times for a long duration of time that could lead to some flooding, especially in a place like here in Hampton Roads. So strong to severe storms are the impact that could produce gusty winds, wind gusts as high as 60 to 65 miles per hour with any strong to severe thunderstorm. And again, that heavy rainfall as well. We can't rule out the chance for some hail or tornadoes, an isolated tornado, but that chance remains low and much lower than what they'll see in the deep south today. What you need to do during this point is stay close to the forecast, meaning you're keeping up with all the updates we put on air, online, or when we stream, but also make sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts. And if you have friends and family who live in Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia today, make sure that they also have multiple ways to receive weather alerts so they can get updates for the impending severe weather that starts in the next couple of hours. So for us here in Hampton Roads, again, severe weather risk is much lower, but we still are watching for it. So let's talk about where this system has been. We have seen multiple tornado warnings, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings from the system already from yesterday. Taking this graphic full, you'll see that we're going to have this big bullseye right there between Jackson, Mississippi, and into parts of central and northern Alabama. Now, a level 5 out of 5 high risk has been selected for this area. And these high risk days are very few and far between, especially when it gets issued 2 days out. That is very rare and has only happened in recent history only twice. And for this instance specifically, for the potential or the likelihood of a tornado outbreak. Now, you may see the other bullet point, a derecho. Derechos are more of a Midwest thing with a line of strong to severe storms that produce very high winds, wind gusts that can be equivalent to EF0 or EF1 tornado damage. But in this case, the high risk is issued for the likelihood of a tornado outbreak that will start to pick up as we get into the next couple of hours. So it is a very scary day for our friends down in parts of the deep south. So right now, here's our look from our satellite and radar of what's really going on here in parts of the deep south. And this purple box is a tornado watch, meaning that tornadoes are favorable in this box of purple. Not that tornadoes aren't imminent, but tornadoes are possible in that purple box. Now, right now, if we look at some of our imagery, we may be able to see what's going on here. There have been a couple of tornado warnings earlier this morning, but you can kind of see how strong these storms are, anywhere from Delhi, Louisiana, up through Lake Providence. Then as you get to Greenwood, Oakland, Bruce, Mississippi, Oxford as well. So you're getting into some highly populated areas, even Memphis, Tennessee, seeing some heavy rainfall at times, but they're just outside of that tornado watch. So we're watching for this as well. We'll go back to what happened yesterday with those severe thunderstorms that came through the area and show you a little bit of the, the storm reports that we had from your day on yesterday. with the storm reports across the area. So we'll see, this is the last 3 hours. I'm gonna take you back to the last, we'll say last 12. And with this, there are a few reports of what could have been a tornado just through Greenwood, and we'll click on that to show you what's going on here. And this tornado report just outside of Greenwood in the city of Valley Hill, this one says, oh, I'm so sorry. This one says, with this report on that map, that we had a potential tornado drop down. Remember that with the Weather Service, they are the ones who give out these confirmations for tornadoes. As broadcast meteorologists, we just can get the storm reports, but we do not rate tornadoes or say if a tornado officially touched down unless the Weather Service says so first. So right now, from that one in Greenwood, we are seeing that a roof was removed from a house and steel frame shops damaged of a solar farm near Valley Hill. So when you talk about steel and things like that getting kicked up and twisted around, it is likely that it was a tornado that touched down. But again, a lot of times we leave that up to the Weather Service to give their storm assessments and tornado assessments, and as those storms roll through and they clear out, they'll start to do their assessments. But with multiple rounds of severe weather today, then we are not probably expecting a lot of reports, a lot of confirmation coming back. But look at all these wind reports coming out of Texas and Oklahoma, where they had all that dust yesterday. If you go on X or you go on Facebook and you just type in Oklahoma City or Dallas, you'll see how orange the sky was during that time where that dust blew in. And that's all a part of the same system. That's the back side of the system. So the front side of the system is all of these storms that we saw, tornadoes that we saw on cameras from those who were storm chasing, all in this corridor. But behind it, with all these wind reports, that was the backside of the system blowing that really dry air, really fast winds, and kicking up dust from parts of the desert Southwest and parts of Texas and blowing it and creating very nasty, dusty conditions in parts of the area. So right now, here's that low pressure system swirling near the Great Lakes right now, bringing some snow to parts of southern Canada, near International Falls, and even some snow to Minneapolis. But we are watching for the severe weather to kick up again. Again, this is going to be the main corridor, these Gulf states, where we had the highest instability, or instability meaning energy. We also have the most spin, and so winds are changing direction with height. That gets you that wind shear. So we're watching for those tornadoes to start to spawn over the next few hours. Now here in Hampton Roads, our tornado risk is much lower. Not zero, but lower. And today we can actually enjoy what will be a fairly nice day for us here across the 757 and the 252. But we are watching for that potential for strong to severe thunderstorms. Notice how today there is a level 5, that pink color, very widespread risk for severe thunderstorms with that likely tornado outbreak, but we are knocked three notches down from that to scattered severe thunderstorms, a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather in most of the area. If you're in that green colors, that's Melfa, Chincoteague down to Nags Head and through the southern Outer Banks, you are in a level 1 out of 5 risk, so your risk is slightly lower. But in this area, again, our main risk is going to be that damaging wind threat up to about 65 miles per hour for those damaging gusts. But we cannot rule out an isolated tornado, nor can we rule out some small hail, and also flooding will be one of our biggest risks for tomorrow. So let's talk a little bit more about today. We were pretty much struggling around 9 a.m. with some of that fog. As you can see, the fog has started to really lift. We were underneath what we call the marine layer from Thursday through Friday. I feel like a little bit has really trickled in for your Saturday. That gave us a very cloudy, cool, and drizzly conditions, and even this morning it started to drizzle a little bit too. But now from our sky view, we're starting to see that fog clear out, but cloud cover is still layered on thick. Right now, Definitely not as dense of fog as we saw earlier. We still have some problem areas like Roanoke Rapids, Richmond, Currituck, Manteo, still down to about a mile and a half worth of visibility or less. So if you're about to head out, you're listening to this stream, your broadcast, and you are thinking about heading out today, there's no worries about severe weather for today. I just want to bring your attention to some of the visibility issues due to fog we have this morning, just so that you can give yourself a little bit of time on the roads. Also use your low beams and watch for others. Now we are seeing some temperatures slowly starting to rise. We're in the upper 40s to lower 50s right now. If we go a little bit further south, we're seeing some middle 50s in places like Eatonton, Elizabeth City. But this afternoon, we should still make it to those middle 60s to middle 70s. So let's walk you through the next 48 hours so you know exactly how to prepare for your weekend. It's going to be this 50-50 weekend. Temperatures on Saturday will start to climb. Now, I will say what we like to do with our models compared to real-time data is cross-compare where they're sitting. Right now it says that Norfolk should be at 62 degrees. Right now we're only in the lower 50s. So this model is overperforming, meaning that temperatures will probably be lower than what this model is saying will be our high temperatures today. So we may only make it to the upper 60s at best, lower 70s. Earlier this morning it had middle 70s. I think that was overdoing it. So through the afternoon we'll see a lot of clearing, maybe even a few isolated showers as that front continues to push to the east. We'll have south winds inland, then we'll have an onshore breeze around the coast. So places like Chincoteague, Melfa, Kill Devil Hills will be in the upper 50s at best. Inland, we're talking middle 60s. And again, still seeing some temperatures rising to the middle 70s. But again, I think that at best will only be in the lower 70s today. At least we'll have much more sunshine by the afternoon. This evening, we continue with the partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will fall off into the upper 50s to middle 60s. A few sprinkles here and there, but it's tonight where we really start to build in that cloud cover. So by tomorrow morning, we're pretty much overcast. But notice how warm temperatures will be tomorrow morning. Our normal high temperature for this time of year is 60 degrees. By 10 a.m. on Sunday, we should be in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We'll have a lot of strong winds from the south that will pull in that warm air. So we could see wind gusts tomorrow from non-thunderstorms as high as 40 miles per hour. Temperatures then in the 70s. We still will reach the 70s as well, but we'll continue to see some of that rain really starting to pick up during the afternoon and evening. Heavy rain is going to be likely from Sunday evening through early Monday afternoon. But during this time frame of Sunday evening through Sunday night, that is our time frame for that severe weather. So we will have the energy for these severe storms to kind of get going if these storms pop up before sunset. Sunset now is a little bit after 7 p.m. So if these storms come in before sunset, it has the opportunity to tap into some of the warmest temperatures, the most energy throughout the day. If these storms lag a little bit and the cold front lags a little bit, then we may have a better chance of avoiding a lot of those strong severe storms, because the energy will start to be taken away as the earth cools down after sunset. But we still will have some showers and thunderstorms going through about midnight, but they become much more widespread as we get into your Monday, as that cold front starts to stall or slow down near our area. So we could pick up a good 1 to 2 inches, and I'll show you the graph model for how much rain we may see. Now, temperatures will be the warmest on Monday during the morning because that cold front rolls through during the morning. After that cold front rolls through, that cooler air starts to seep in. So during the afternoon, temperatures will fall. So we'll make it to the 60s on Monday, but by the afternoon, we're only in the 50s. And then Monday night back into those upper 40s. Monday will still be breezy. We could see wind gusts as high as about 25 miles per hour. So still showing us that We're going to see breezy conditions, but clearing conditions on Monday night. So here's the updated graph model showing you how much rain we could pick up from now through Monday afternoon. And it's brought a lot of these rainfall totals down. Earlier this morning, it had a 2 to 4 inch range area wide. And now with the newest updates and the newest model run, it shows maybe 1 to 2 inches area wide with an isolated 3 plus the further east you live. So talking about Virginia Beach, Elizabeth City, Kill Devil Hills, that kind of bullseye for some of the heaviest rainfall coming through that area. But we are watching for that potential for that severe weather. So let's talk more about the confidence or the threat meter that we have for each severe weather threat. Damaging wind gusts will be on the medium to high side. Same with street flooding. Now, one of the things we know about Hampton Roads is that we are really prone to street flooding in general when it comes to any run-of-the-mill thunderstorm or a heavy shower. So when you have storms that are going to be in place from Sunday evening through Monday early afternoon, you're talking prolonged exposure to really heavy rain, and that will most likely lead to street flooding. If you are a resident of Norfolk, you know that places like Ghent flood very easily, so I could see places like Ghent getting some water buildup on those roads. Hail will be one of the lowest threats we have in terms of what we're going to see. We're talking small hail possible in these storms, not saying zero, but you're not going to see that huge hail like some of the storms from last night had. I saw one image on Twitter where one storm produced 2-inch diameter hail. I mean, the hail was huge. So we're not going to see that kind of setup, but small hail is possible in those severe storms. Tornadoes are on the low side, definitely a higher risk as you head west towards I-95, closer to Richmond. They do have a slightly higher risk for tornadoes, but ours is low, but not zero. So just keeping an eye out and making sure that you have multiple ways to receive weather alerts. So to give you kind of bow on the whole situation, today is going to be a clearing day. We'll have sunshine through parts of the afternoon. Temperatures will rise to the lower 70s at best for most of us, mainly middle 60s, but it will be much warmer than yesterday. We will have an isolated shower possible this afternoon and evening. On Sunday, that's when our severe weather risk kicks in. Our weather impact alert goes into effect for the evening time. It will be windy and warm before that with overcast skies. Wind gusts from non-thunderstorms as high as 40 miles per hour. With thunderstorms, wind gusts could be as high as 65. And then we're watching for potential for frequent lightning, heavy rainfall, maybe a little bit of hail, and then an isolated tornado. Again, that tornado risk is higher in central North Carolina and central Virginia. But most of us should see rain on Sunday. If you don't see rain on Sunday, you're definitely going to see it on Monday as that front starts to stall out. So what we like to gather is that this storm has a history of producing severe weather. We saw it yesterday with all of the storm reports I showed you from Texas, Oklahoma on through the deep south, from high wind and dust to snow up north and then severe weather down south. So it's a very dynamic system that is capable of producing a lot of different types of severe weather. With this, again, we are underneath a level 5 out of 5 risk between Birmingham, Alabama through Jackson, Mississippi for this tornado outbreak that's likely to start over the next couple of hours and go from Saturday early afternoon through Saturday evening. And then for Atlanta, you're talking Saturday night through very early Sunday morning. So an overnight threat. Overnight tornadoes, nighttime tornadoes, nocturnal tornadoes, however you want to say it, are 2 times more deadly than daytime tornadoes for a couple of reasons. One, because you can't see them at night unless you have a bunch of light and a bunch of street lights, which usually, if the tornado is there, it'll probably, especially a strong one, will probably wipe them out. But also, if you can see them when the lightning flashes, they'll be illuminated, but it's only for a split second. So they're very hard to see, especially if they're rain wrapped. But 2, because most people go to sleep. And so that's why it's important to have multiple ways to receive weather alerts, just in case your phone doesn't wake you up. You have possibly a smart device that will send you alerts and will ring. You may have other people who may call you. Just have multiple ways to get it, know a radio or a source that you trust. In a day like this, it's so important to tap in with meteorologists who are experienced, who have been to school, who are knowledgeable about this particular situation. So I encourage you to seek out Birmingham meteorologists and Jackson, Mississippi meteorologists who have been through this before and can give you the most accurate information as the system is ongoing. Please try not to go into the social media hype, because you can get easily lost in those situations and easily misdirected with misinformation. So always trust local meteorologists who have been through this before. But again, a level 5 out of 5 risk, a high risk for severe weather, particularly for a tornado outbreak in Alabama and Mississippi. Again, our severe weather threat here in Hampton Roads, much lower, a level 2 out of 5 risk. We've been through 2 out of 5 risks before. We even were in a level 3 not too long ago. So this is something that we are used to, but we still have to be prepared for the incoming weather, as it will impact not only your Sunday evening plans with scattered and severe thunderstorms possible, but also St. Patrick's Day. That's Monday, and so that will also impact those plans as well. I want to give you one more look at the timeline of when impact and need, WIN, and then I'll give you another look at the hour by hour so you know what to expect. Again, this is from 5 p.m. Sunday through noon on Monday, from the March 16th through March 17th. That encompasses St. Patrick's Day. So taking this knowledge as you will, try to create some contingency plans if you have any outdoor activities between Sunday evening and Monday morning. Now, the impact will be strong to severe storms that will produce flooding and gusty to damaging winds, wind gusts from non-thunderstorms up to 40 miles per hour, thunderstorm wind gusts up to 65. What you need to do is stay close to that forecast. Make sure that you have multiple ways to receive alerts. Watch us here on air and online at 13 News Now and 13newsnow.com so you know. So again, still watching for potential for that severe weather. And right now, here's a look at your satellite and radar. And we're starting to see some of those storms firing up. A tornado watch in place for southern Tennessee into most of the northern half of Mississippi through southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana, and that threat will increase as we get into the rest of your Saturday. So taking you one more time through our hour by hour, Hunter Force, our meteorologist here, will also take you through in the next few hours our new live stream of what the newest models say. But here we go through the day on Saturday. We had fog this morning, starting to see that lift from the models. We should clear out, so we'll have increasing sunshine. Temperatures today near the immediate coast because of that sea breeze up to the upper 50s as you head inland, middle 60s, to lower 70s possible this afternoon. It could be breezy, wind gusts as high as about 20 miles per hour as that south wind kicks up. We may have a few isolated showers on Saturday into your Sunday. Overcast skies tomorrow morning and very warm temperatures starting off in the upper 60s and lower 70s with that south wind that really pulls in that warm air. Storms start after 5 p.m. and we could see heavy downpours, maybe a little bit of rotation possible, especially the further west you live. A little bit of hail is also possible, but mainly looking for damaging wind gusts and some flooding issues. That continues through your Sunday night until around midnight for those scattered showers and thunderstorms, but the storms become more widespread as that front really slows down. Now, again, this is the newest model, so we'll continue to see what happens with subsequent models that may have the timing a little bit faster, a little bit slower, but it's good to see some of the reliability of the models, trying to cross compare them. This model moving a little bit faster with that cold front than the earlier models this morning that had the bulk of the rain over Hampton Roads for 3 to 4 hours on Monday morning, but this gets it out a little bit more quickly. We'll see what the later models have this evening on what to expect from the graph model, and then we'll continue to clear out through your Monday. I do want to show you one one more model that is a really reliable model this close to an event. We have multiple models, but the graph model and the high resolution rapid refresh, or the HER, is also a good one because it only goes about 2 days out. So it's very, very precise because it's only getting data for 48 hours or 2 days. So this takes us through Saturday, says the same thing as the graph, that skies will clear by 2 to 3 p.m. today, with highs near the coast in the upper 50s, inland lower 60s to lower 70s. We'll have a few isolated showers through the evening, and then will become overcast by Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, after about 2 p.m., this timeline is a little bit faster, bringing storms in around 3 p.m. But we'll see some of those heavy downpours coming through these storms, and you can see how kind of intense they are with this. This is Monday night, showing a little bit of the possibility of maybe some isolated hail, very heavy rainfall coming through overnight, and then the big batch of rain starts for your Monday morning and continues through that work commute. That's one thing that I want to keep in mind, is that the work commute could be pretty messy on your Monday. But we will start off warm with temperatures falling throughout St. Patrick's Day. We will clear out, though, by the afternoon on your Monday. So we have a lot to take in, a lot to really think about. I want you guys to think about your friends and family and loved ones, anyone you know who may be living or vacationing, since this is spring break, near the Gulf Coast and parts of Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi today, because today will most likely be a rough day for that part of the country. So we are definitely sending all of the good energy and vibes to that our friends down there and the meteorologists who are going to be working 12 on, 12 off to keep everyone protected. They are doing such a good job what they've already done, and we are definitely giving them and wishing them the best with this severe weather outbreak that is likely to happen over the next couple of hours. Your 5 to 7 day forecast shows here for Hampton Roads that we do have that weather impact alert for Sunday into Monday. We'll have severe storms possible on your Sunday, and then we'll transition over into a very widespread rain that could cause flooding issues, especially for that work commute tomorrow. On Monday morning, temperatures will rise to the middle 70s tomorrow with those really strong south winds. After that, temperatures will fall throughout the day on Monday. Highs at best in those middle 60s, and then we'll get back to the upper 50s, right near normal on Tuesday, with much drier conditions. For the rest of the 7 days, we'll warm back up near 70 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday. Isolated showers are possible along our next front. This front, though, doesn't seem to look as potent or as strong as the front we're going to be dealing with for tomorrow. So we're only talking some isolated showers, and right now we are going to see that cool down for temperatures in the upper 50s on Friday with sunny conditions. I do want to mention, though, some good news here in Hampton Roads, that our normal high temperature has finally reached 60 degrees. So we're on the up and up when it does come to our temperatures. We will have another live stream that does happen this evening with meteorologist Hunter Forst. That will be at 5 p.m. today. He'll give you the latest updates on what to expect for your Sunday and into your Monday, with those strong to possibly severe thunderstorms and the potential for some training storms that may produce some flooding here in Hampton Roads. He'll have all the latest information, and then we'll have our shows at 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. so you can get the updates on air as well. We'll make sure to update all of our articles online so you have the latest forecast discussions from the 13 News Now Weather Impact team. For 13 News Now, I'm meteorologist Taylor Stephenson. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you later on this evening.